with technology difficulties aside, we will go ahead and call this meeting to order at 7:05. And it looks like we're starting with our oath of offices. So we're going to do the oath of office for our trustees. Barb, are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, so we are doing the oath for Sharice, Beth, and Gloria.
Okay. So do we need to stand? It's up to you. I'm getting a picture either way, so.
Let's.
All right, yeah. Take this roll.
Sorry.
Barb, they are standing and ready.
Okay, please repeat after me the oath of office. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office
of library board trustee, to the best of my ability.
of library trustee to the best of my ability.
Okay, thank you.
Congratulations.
Okay, moving on to 3.0 is the oath of office for the president. So Barb, when you're ready, I am ready as well.
Oath of office for president, I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office
of President of the Library Board of Trustees
of President of Library Board of Trustees
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Okay, so we can move on to 4.0, roll call. Becky?
Gloria? Sheree? Here. Beth? Here. Jane? Okay. Barb?
Here.
Lupe?
Here.
Michael?
Here.
Okay. Anything more?
Okay. Are there any additions, corrections, or modifications of the agenda? Okay, hearing none, is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, motion carries, the agenda is approved. Do we have any public comment? Okay, there's no public comment, so we can move on to 8.1. Celeste has an update on the building program.
I do. Donna's not here tonight, she has a day off, but she's been working and doing just a brilliant job with Fred on the edits to the building program. And we meet with him on Thursday. We're hoping it's the last time around and that the draft will be ready for you and the community to see and the staff. Then we are looking at having focus groups with the community members in September, because we know that sometimes people take vacations in August. We want to make sure we've got time to let people know the focus groups will be happening and to sign up for them, have time to read the document, and then we're thinking September would work for that. So we will have a document for you before your August board meeting. And that's the update.
Any questions for Celeste? Okay, thank you, Celeste, that's exciting news. All right, Donica is going to give us an update on the new civic collection.
Alrighty. So we wanted to give you a quick update since June was the 2-year anniversary of us having the News Gazette collection. So that is what I'm here to do. You might remember last year that one of the big things we did for the collection was make a dedicated webpage. So I kept that on here just so you can see our progress. And then we began indexing the subject clippings. So I think this time last year we had like 30 pages. And then we have created a digital newspaper collection on Omeka, and I'll go into more detail about those two in a minute. We have the Omeka platform courtesy of the Friends, and we are just using one website right now. You can build up to 10. So the second website is now dedicated solely to the News Gazette. That's super exciting. So this is what our newspaper subject clippings index looks like. We now have 285 pages. That was of June 1st, as of June 1st. So we're updating them about once a month and sometimes a little longer if we don't have volunteers indexing as much. But it's over 300 pages now, and we're down to the R's as of the 285 pages. And I think we'll probably be well into like the T's by the time we post again in July. So we are almost done with those. We still have the people files to index as well. I think those are much smaller. There aren't as many. So that shouldn't take nearly as long. But a new exciting project that we're doing by using this index is actually creating individual bibliographic records in our catalog for each envelope title. So if a title has 20 envelopes, we note that in the record and then tell people the date range. So what that does is allow people to browse and explore the subject headings quickly, because we went through this pretty quickly. But they're not able to keyword search in our catalog yet. So doing those individual records, it's like our photograph records or our family files. They'll be able to keyword search, and then a record will pop up and say, News Gazette subject clipping. They can click on it and see if that's what they're looking for. So that is super exciting. This is also now, after we worked out some bugs and workflows, a totally volunteer-run operation. So we have 3 volunteers currently, and that's sort of our capacity right now, given space requirements. They need to be sitting at a computer or have a laptop, and the boxes are pretty big. So we have 3 people doing this, and they're doing a fantastic job. They really like it. They feel like they're contributing. So it's totally volunteer-run at this point. Our librarian is sharing spot checks and gets the information online, and that's all our staff has to put into it now. So here is just some screenshots of our digital newspaper collection. So this is using Omeka. We have collections of clippings, and then we have a browsable area where you can just browse titles. Right now, I think on the next slide, I'll tell you that there's 388 on there, but actually there's 450 now. We started, same kind of deal. We started with staff doing this project, working out the bugs, working out workflows, and now we have usually a practicum student who's a reference assistant who does this in their downtime on the desk if they don't have a feature in front of them or a remote request that they're filling. They work on getting these digital clippings on Omeka and then adding the metadata. And I know it's small, but that's what's on this page. So we're using Dublin Core. It's kind of a universal metadata schema in libraries. That'll help in case we ever need to migrate to a different platform. So we have the title, creator, source. We have our regular rights, copyright statement, and we even have like a citation on there for people if they want to use our clippings in some kind of a presentation or a paper. They can cite us right there. So we also use tagging because Dublin Core is limited to certain fields. So we tag it with as many keywords as we can do without spending too much time. So people can keyword search Omeka as well. So it's It is going. So we have, like I said, we currently actually have 450 that are on Omeka. And there are over 500 that are digitized, just waiting to be input. So that's really exciting. We're scanning them as people request them. We don't have anything set up to do alphabetical order or anything like that yet, because this is keeping us busy. And as people look through the subject clippings index more and more and request more envelopes, we just have like a shelf that's full of ones waiting to be digitized. And what we're doing is if somebody requests one article, we will scan all of the articles in that envelope. And then that means a lot less people touching and unfolding and refolding them. So it's good for preservation. And we're making a preservation copy that's a TIFF file. So those are really nice, high resolution. And then the ones that are on our website are JPEGs that are smaller and easier to upload onto the internet. This project was a staff-run project until March, when we finally had a practicum student who took over. So now it'll be, again, probably be like half and half staff and volunteers, but eventually we'll move to a volunteer project after we work with some practicum students and get through it a little. And that's it. That's what we have.
Thank you. Any questions?
Actually, I have a question. First, this is really impressive, and I cannot believe how much you've already gotten done with teams and volunteers. Really amazing. So, will there be a way, as people start accessing this material, for you to gather metrics on how many people are accessing this? Or to measure the usage of it?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Right now, I've worked with Jenny on like Google Analytics to see how many people are actually clicking on the site. I'm not sure if we can get down to the nitty gritty, like who's clicking on what and which collections are most popular. But I think we can at least see how many people are going to the site, how many people are clicking through things.
I think that just would be, if it's easy enough to collect, that'd be just nice data.
Yeah,
Showing your
for
success and just showing the usage of this.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Is it just clippings, or do you have pictures as well, or photos and stuff like that too?
That's a good question. So the digitized content that's going to be on our Omeka website is clippings only, because that's the agreement that we made with the News Gazette.
Okay.
They don't want us putting their pictures online for free access.
Okay.
But we do have some photograph negatives and photos that are in our collection that we received from them that people can request, and we can look them up by name or subject or year, and people can access them that way. But as far as the digitized things, it's only clippings.
Okay. And anybody can get that just from going on the website?
Yep.
Okay.
And we'll share the presentation so that you can click on the links Donna has put in there.
Just sharing kudos again. As a layperson, I can only begin to appreciate what a labor of love this must be, and the fact that we've got students and volunteers that are really helping move the project forward is just amazing. So,
Yeah, we would not be this far without them.
yeah, that's, that's amazing. Okay,
Thank you.
thanks. Okay, moving on to 9.0. This is our action items, our consent agenda. So I'm going to read these through, and then we'll look for a motion to approve these. This is the board meeting minutes of June 14th, 2022. Payroll for June 17th, 2022, totaling $114,350.21. Payroll for July 1st, 2022. In the amount of $110,369.29. Bills for June 17th, 2022, total $37,367.80. Bills for June 28th, 2022, totaling $17,223.66. Bills for June 30th, 2022, $78,430.83. Bills for July 1st, 2022, totaling $6,060.80. and the bills for July 8th, 2022 totaling $71,623.40. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
So moved.
You need to ask if anyone wants to separate those pieces out.
Oh, yes, thank you. So first, does anybody want to separate anything out from the consent agenda? Thank you. Okay, now that we've done that, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Is that Jane? And second from Barb. Okay, is there any discussion? Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign? Okay, consent agenda is approved. We'll move on to our individual action items. 10.1 is to appoint our FOIA officers. This is going to be Becky Brown and Celeste as our FOIA officers. Is there a motion to approve?
I would move to approve Becky Brown and Celeste Choate as our FOIA officers.
Second.
Seconded by Michael. Is there any discussion? Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you. 10.2 is the Ameren invoice for $12,023.41. This comes to us because it's over the $10,000 threshold.
How did you get the 12,000?
We will be seeing more of these.
Okay.
All right, is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Beth, and seconded by Sharice. Any discussion?
Just a comment that occasionally we've looked at things about increasing energy efficiency, and sometimes specialists would tell us, oh no, costs of energy are going to go down, it's not worth the investment. We should take into account that basically they were wrong as we weigh future things with windows and efficiency and so on.
I do have one question. I don't know if this would apply to us, to the building or the city or whatever. Can we do budget building? By any chance?
That's a good question, I'm not sure.
We do budget billing in our house, that way we have more of an idea every month of how it's going to be paid, or what it's going to be at least. And, because nobody wants a surprise, that's a junk. That's why I was just wondering if the library can do budget billing.
I kind of like the jump because it gets our attention. I like getting that feedback, what is it actually, because the library has some, more than a household, some flexibility, and I like having this thing stares in the face.
Okay. I just thought it,
Yeah.
Well, and I think even with budget billing, the surprises and the jumps just kind of come at a different time, because even if you evened it out, there's still a time where you perhaps haven't paid enough or.
yeah, I know, but the thing is that, like, I'm just thinking, and like I said, it's totally different with a household and this huge building. It's never gone up, that much, so much that I'm going, oh my God, it's $300. It's usually like, oh, okay, it's $250 instead of the $208 that we've been paying or something like that. So I didn't know if the library would qualify for something like that, or or what. But just an idea. Michael says he likes to jump, so let's get your attention. Okay.
Yeah, that definitely gets our attention, that's for sure.
Just thought I'd ask. And only I asked this too because of the fact that at this moment, Ameren and American Water are talking about raising their rates at a particular percentage that is pretty
I
high.
think that's what you're seeing.
And I know that the city of Urbana we're protesting that.
we align with the city and the contracts that they get, so we are waiting with the city we are working with the city as they are trying to see what best price we can lock into.
Right.
So we will have an update, and actually next month, we were gonna bring forward to you, since we just got this, we'll bring to you a look at the past, so we can see what the trend is like. We'll have one more month in there to see strictly upward trend, or is it?
Well, and I know last month was pretty hot, you know, so I do, it's not like I don't understand the jump, but I just wanted to know if there's a better way of dealing with it. That's all.
Yeah, we'll be following up on that, and we will keep doing, Michael, to your point, we've done a lot of the smaller things, and it's not small, but we traded out the light bulbs to be LED.
Sure.
But we did not replace the windows, right? So we've done some things, but we'll continue to look for other ways to save energy. Absolutely.
Are some of those environmental considerations something that is part of the building program, or is that something that we more get into in the next phase?
We do talk about that in the building
I thought there
program
was
for
part of
moving forward, ways that we can consider it.
Okay, so I think that was our discussion. We've already moved and seconded this one, yes?
Yes.
So we can go ahead, and I'm going to call for the vote. So all those in favor of approving this invoice, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you. That has passed. Looking at item 10.3, resolution 2022-12, to approve the Tepper Building mold remediation agreement with Clean Right Custom Carpet Care Specialists, LLC, DBA Clean Right. Celeste, do you want to tell us a little bit more about this?
As we mentioned in last month's director's report, there was mold discovered at the Tepper Building, and we went out for a competitive bid process. This was the candidate that met the criteria that we need to fill, and so we would like to have you approve this so we can move ahead and remediate the mold that is in the basement of the Tepper Building.
Is there a motion to approve?
I so move.
Okay, I got Gloria first. Is there a second?
Barb. Second.
Thank you, Barb. Is there any discussion?
I'm not going to come out soft on mold.
Mold is a little intimidating for sure, especially when we were talking about library collections.
Oh, yeah.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, motion carries. Okay, moving on to item 11.0, discussion items. Draft annual report to the city council. Celeste, do you have anything you want to say on this? This was in our packet.
So the cycle for the annual report is that in July, we always bring you the draft report, which does not include the statistics from the IPLAR, the Illinois Public Library's annual report, because we literally don't have them yet. For August, you'll have all the financials and the statistics on use of the library, things like that. And then if you have any suggestions, recommendations, changes as far as the text of this goes, are there things we should have highlighted that you would like us to represent to the city council, which is where this goes, and the state library, which is where this goes? Let us know. It's just incredible to me every time I read one of these reports how much library staff accomplished in a year. And this is not all of it. These are the highlights. So I'm grateful every day for the amazing people that work here and the commitment that they show to our community, because people are tired. And we're all tired, and we're still in a pandemic, and they're still giving their all to serve our community. So this is my thankfulness to the staff and their amazing work and their amazing selves.
I agree. This is definitely one of my favorite documents that we get each year, and such a great celebration. The only thing I noted, and please don't take this, this was me being picky, is I noticed that some of the subheadings had colons after them, and some of them didn't.
Oh, thank you. Yes, you're absolutely right. Don would snap me on the wrist for that.
Yes, yes. So that was all I noticed. Otherwise, I was, again, just really in awe of the wonderful contributions. So we will then see another version of this, and will we be approving it next month?
Yes, and then I will take it to city council in mid to late August.
Any other questions or discussion? Okay, moving on to our liaison officer reports. Do we have a report from the Friends of the Library?
I don't have anything. Celeste, do you have anything?
Yes, they just met and confirmed the dates for their sale in September. So, 2 seconds. They're going to, Thursday night will be Thursday night is Friends Night, it's the 22nd, and we'll put this in a bookmark for you. The 23rd is full price book sale day. Saturday, the 24th will be half off price day, and then the 25th will be free giveaway book day. And our community is very generous. The Friends put out a tip jar, and community members frequently donate money, even though the books are free. So we'll want you to help promote this so that we can move the books from underneath our stairs to out in the community where they belong.
Yes. Double bonuses there for promoting the sale.
I try to promote everything that the library does on my Ward 3 Warrior site, so, and which means it also goes on my Facebook page. So, so it gets double boom. But yeah.
Enhance.
And a lot of people, I'm surprised at how many people actually look at it, like, and because anything that's library oriented, I think is a good thing.
Absolutely. Okay, do we have a report, Celeste, from the foundation?
Yes, we have a new person who has joined the foundation board. She had her orientation today with new president Elizabeth Brockman, Amanda Standifer, and me. Her name is Katie Dyer. And she was recommended to apply to the foundation board by outgoing foundation board president Ruth Lyman. And we're very happy to have Katie on board and starting at her first meeting next week. And we've got another person applying. We have 3 open spots, and Katie was the first candidate. There's a second candidate who's will hopefully be approved to join the foundation board next week. So they're doing great.
Absolutely excited for our newcomers. And how about an IHLS update?
I don't have anything from them this month.
I haven't seen anything either that was worth mentioning, so, okay, very good. Celeste, do you have anything for an administrative report?
Nothing in addition to what you've got in your packet.
Thank you for that. I don't think I had any questions on it. Any other questions on the director's report?
Just a comment, so I have to say, my daughter just kind of melted over the drive-in with the boxes. She just blew that one up. I said, okay, can I, a lot of times share the reports or from the dinner table saying, look at all this good stuff, and she just was very, very taken with the event and just what a wonderful thing.
I definitely zoomed in for those flames.
Very good. Thank you for that report. I don't think we have any board or committee reports tonight. So moving on to 15.0, for a little change, we have several things under the board president report. Starting with, well, let me start just by saying thank you for entrusting me to help lead us into this next chapter. We've already talked a little bit tonight about our building program. So we have an exciting year ahead of us, including the building program. But it is also time to review and refresh our strategic plan. So that lies ahead of us. In addition to having our staff and board look at it again, I'm excited to get the input of new board members that weren't here initially for the strategic plan. So getting that feedback both from our new board members and the community to see what we need to do to update that and come up with a new iteration. And then we also have renovations that are going to be happening upstairs. So some big changes in our physical space that are exciting, and we can look forward to that. So. My background is in healthcare and education, healthcare education. So I come to this role from a very different perspective and have constant education in all things library and library services. But as president, I'm hoping to bring a little bit of my organizational leadership, things that I found successful in kind of my arenas. And that what we're going to start out with is the process of appreciative inquiry. Which is an approach to organizational development and change management where we basically start by thinking about what's going well, what's working well, and really taking time to imagine an ideal state. So really not looking as problem-focused, but taking this very idealistic and positive approach to change. So, we've got change in the context of the board or the building program, looking at the strategic plan, and the question I want us all to start with is, what are we doing well? What are we doing well as a board, as an institution, as a staff, as a community, and how do we build on those past successes? So what I hope to bring is just some of those questions for the board to contemplate and maybe have some discussion around it, leading us up to some of these other decisions that we'll have to make and projects that we are looking forward to. So that's kind of what I hope to bring. Celeste, I think, sent out an article that was appreciative inquiry specific to the context of libraries, which I was very happy to find. So you should have that in your email. It is an article by Maureen Sullivan, The Promise of Appreciative Inquiry in Library Organizations. So hopefully you can enjoy that, give it some thought. And each month I will try to bring us a question or just something to contemplate and help us keep thinking positively as we move forward and look for some positive change. So, but thank you. Lastly, thank you to all of our staff and to our board for your commitment to the library and the community. We know that those of us on the board particularly do this as a volunteer, and I'm sure there are a number of hours that you guys spend that are going above and beyond to serve our community. So I'm grateful to share the space and time with all of you guys. 15.1, a liaison officer for the Friends. Barb, I had sent you a message and I apologize, it was a little late, but you have been serving as our liaison to the Friends. Are you open to continuing in that role?
Yes, that would be fine.
Wonderful. So we will go ahead and appoint Barb as our liaison officer for the Friends. We also have the option of having, 15.2 is the liaison officer for the foundation. This is typically the president that serves in this role. Unfortunately for me, there are meetings on our Wednesday afternoon from 12 to 1, and they meet once a month. Is that correct? That is a meeting that, because of my work and teaching schedule, I will never be able to make. So I was looking to see if there was anyone that had any interest in being a liaison with the foundation board, learning more about what they do, and just reporting back to us on a regular basis.
When are their meetings?
The third Wednesday from 12 to 1.
From what time?
12 noon to 1, the third Wednesday of the month.
And I will say, if I can, I think from our past president that it is not necessarily an every month commitment, that if we're, coming as often as we can to represent, certainly making sure we have that connection and are showing our support for the foundation and all that they do. So if there are months where it's not going to work, if we're making, every couple few meetings, I think that would be good representation. So. Okay, hearing nothing tonight, we will leave this as an open discussion. If you have even a little bit of interest, please reach out to me or Celeste, and she can give you more information about that particular role. I just don't want to commit to something as the president that I know I won't be able to really do because of the timing. So we will hold off on that until we have some more information. And then likewise, another little discussion. So the Open Meetings Act officer, we have not had in a while, is that correct? This would be someone that was responsible for just keeping us in line, being mindful of our Open Meetings Act rules and regulations there. Typically, this is something that we would all do as a board and a staff, to be mindful of kind of pointing out any issues that might come up, so we have not always had a liaison. I just wanted to put it out to the board in case someone had a particular interest in the Open Meetings Act and wanted to serve in that role. Otherwise, I think it can be just a shared responsibility among the board unless someone has a particular interest.
Let's hope nobody pays attention to that responsibility.
Okay, hearing none, I think what we'll do is everybody okay with just sharing the responsibility, making sure we're following Open Meetings Act and holding our obligations there. So I'm going to make the decision that we will not appoint a specific liaison for that, but we will still look for someone to represent us for the foundation board. Okay. Is there any unfinished business tonight? Any new business? Did we get it all?
Got it all?
Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are all set. Good night, everybody. Thank you.